Welcome to the Fireside, where every week we dive deep into our latest obsessions. I'm your host, Benjamin Rujopakarn, and this is part 2 of my interview with Nancy Wongsearaya. She is a U.S.-educated dietitian and the chief product officer of catering agency KNN Prestige. Today, I'm counting on her expertise to rate diets with a dietitian. So the first one that I want to start with is plant-based. It was a documentary in 2018 called The Game Changers.
Yeah.
And they followed athletes on plant-based diets. And Dr. Scott Stoll from the USA Olympic team said that animal-based proteins impede recovery because they produce inflammatory molecules. He's a doctor, so who am I to argue with him?
Yeah.
And he also says that plant-based proteins promote gut microbial diversity to reduce inflation. I'm interested in your take on this. Are plant-based diets in fact healthier?
Well, to compare the plant-based and the carnivore diet, being on a plant-based is healthier in a sense anyways because we're intaking less fats. Right, and we're intaking more proteins from the plants, more fiber from the plants, more vitamins from the plants, as compared to the carnivore diet. That the proteins that we get, although they are super complete, but they are mixed in with the animal fat, the saturated fats.
Right.
Yes. To become a plant-based person. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's actually quite healthy.
But there's a way to do it wrong, right?
There are different fats that you can get from seed oils and from avocado oils.
Right.
Stuff like that could cause inflammatory responses as well. So going overboard, like having too much sunflower seeds, or I'm not saying to not eat at all, but going overboard can also cause you to have more of a inflammatory response.
I think a lot of people, especially if they're not doing it for fitness reasons and they're just doing it for religious reasons. Yeah. I mean, we have Tesakan Ginje here in Thailand, right? So we have a period of time when people are trying to eat jae, which is sort of a subsect of vegan, I think, right? Because they can't also have any animal products.
No animals.
Right? Like no milk and stuff.
No milk.
So I was just thinking I think there's a lot of people that they would just have noodles and stuff, and it wouldn't necessarily be that healthy. Or if you had cereal with let's say oat milk, that wouldn't necessarily be that would technically be plant-based, but would that be healthier?
Well, there's a recent epiphany about oat milk. I don't know if you've heard about it or not. It's not as healthy as we would think.
Right.
I've never really so much enjoyed.
I knew it because it was so delicious.
I never really enjoyed, except for the taste.
Yeah.
It goes with different drinks. It does make it nice.
Yeah.
But I didn't really replace my dairy with oat milk all the way.
Yeah.
But oat milk is from oats.
Yeah.
And you put water in it.
It's just cereal on cereal in a way.
It's like you milking the rice and you're drinking rice milk.
Right.
It's basically the starch.
Right.
As compared to almond milk or cashew milk, they have protein in there and the healthy fats in there that you can actually benefit from. But oat milk is just basically starch. Starch water.
We can never have something good, you know?
You can a little bit, but this is so healthy, so I replaced everything with it. You can't really do that. But just going back to Ginje, Tesakan Ginje, the Jae festival, the pitfall of it would be how you cook the veggies also.
Right.
So a lot of the shops out there,
they're just frying it up.
They're frying it up, and they use a lot of oil.
Yeah.
Right? They use a lot of oil. They add oil into their foods. The noodles that they use, you need a lot of oil in there to coat it up.
So if you had to list them out, so really it's the heavy sort of reliance on oils and frying. It's not really tracking the calories
Yeah.
because the calories can kind of run high on plant-based diets as well.
As well. Same with any other food, portion is also very important. If we don't know how much is actually one serving and this is what we're eating, this is how many calories we're eating, then we are bound to overdo it, overeat. So I have clients that come in and I ask them, patients that come in, I ask them how much, okay, you eat a spaghetti for dinner. How much of spaghetti do you eat?
Right.
How much spaghetti do you eat, Ben?
Like the whole bag.
The whole bag?
I'll do like half the bag and feel like, oh, that was too little every
was
single
too
time. So
little.
I'll just bake the whole thing and then like do the sauce separate. And
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So one serving is actually a quarter size, so it's like a little about
Sad.
10 baht.
It's a sad amount.
Yeah,
of
and
spaghetti.
that's how much
Yeah.
a serving is, and that's how much you eat.
Yeah.
For your serving. So a lot of people that come in and they do consultation for dietetics or being a little bit on the overweight side, then they would, once they know, then they can adjust.
Right.
And there's different techniques to control portion
But
as well.
that's very intuitive. 10 baht, like a 10 baht
Yeah,
size.
like a 10 baht
that's one
coin.
serving of spaghetti.
Yeah, it's a teeny bit bigger than a quarter, I
Right,
think, the
right.
10 baht, but about
Right.
a quarter.
Oh, is that what you would say in the States?
In the States would be a
Right.
quarter
Right.
or 5 baht. 5
So
baht?
so you talked a little bit about like the carnivore diet already. And I think like a close cousin of it would be like the ketogenic diet.
The ketogenic diet.
Yeah.
Okay, the ketogenic actually started for people who has epilepsy
Right.
because you need ketos in order to kind of calm down the epilepsy. Having your brain work on the ketones would actually kind of calm down the epilepsy in people.
Right.
That's actually where it came from. But because it works so well because it uses fat as an energy source, then you also sheds the pound as well.
Right.
But you have to be in a complete keto state, ketonic
Right.
state, in order for it to work. Meaning that no carbs at all,
Which is super hard.
which you need to measure.
I don't know
People need to
anybody that's
measure.
done it successfully.
You need to measure your blood glucose to see
Yeah.
how that it's low in the range enough that you are actually in the ketonic state. Then that will work. Otherwise, if you're not controlling the amount of carbohydrates that you're taking in,
Yeah.
but you're also eating a bunch of fat in,
Right.
then it's like a double
Then
negative
it's,
for you.
you're right. Then it's
Yeah.
bad on both sides.
And then you come in with your blood work, and then you're like, oh, my cholesterol's high, my LDL's high, my triglycerides high. Why?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's like literally been in ketosis.
Yeah, ketosis.
Like I think that's right.
Yeah.
Like I know I've definitely tried it a couple times and I don't I just get tired.
Well, a lot of people jumpstart their ketosis with IF, meaning they
Oh.
go with fasting for about, a day
Right.
or half a day in order to get yourself in a ketosis state. And you're using energy from your fats. And then they go on with their keto
I think
keto
IF
diet.
is so intuitive because like it's so easy to tell people to just skip a meal, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the science, there's research done that people who eat less, tend to be more healthier. Probably also due to the fact that, the more you eat, the more inflammatory response you have.
Right.
But, IF, if you've done it correct, if you've done it right, well, there's different types. There's, fasting for 8 hours and then normal for 16 hours or, the 2 to 22 or
Right.
the 24-hour. There's different timings. I know when I tried IF, I would time it so that I would have dinner earlier
Right.
and then I would fast into the night and then start again.
Do you ever like feel hungry? Like the feeling of hunger keeps you up, right?
Yeah.
So
I know, yes. It does.
right? I've been experimenting with the idea of just like skipping breakfast and then like doing lunch and dinner, but then I just make it a huge meal at dinner, and then like how do you
Well,
tackle that?
remember when they say that, breakfast is the most important
Yeah.
meal of the day because you've been fasting for so long and then your body kind of need to
Oh, by
replenish
sleeping.
yourself, replenish your body.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to skip breakfast too because I work a lot,
Yeah.
and I only have coffee.
Well, I just wake up so late that I might as well just wait for lunch. So
But then
yeah.
that becomes brunch.
Yeah.
Then we have brunch.
Yeah.
We break the fast with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something healthy.
Yeah.
Something healthy, something with a lot of fiber, nutritious, not something processed.
Yeah.
Then we break the fast correctly, and then we can move on through the day, and feel full, and
Right.
eat again, in a appropriate time.
Right. Are there any like common mistakes people make with IF?
Like what you mentioned before, is
Oh.
that they think some people think that they could eat like
They
anything,
can just eat like an unlimited amount
an
within
unlimited amount in 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then or 4, they could eat anything, right? And that may work too, because if you compare your calorie intake and your calorie outtake, then if you're in a calorie deficit, you're definitely going to lose weight.
Right.
But then what exactly are you eating? You
Right.
know,
Just garbage. Just
what
fast food.
exactly are you eating in that time period?
Can I
That's-
ask, like, okay, so calories, all things being equal, let's say that somebody was eating 3 square meals of garbage,
Okay.
and then the person B was eating 2 meals.
Yeah.
Same, like, just more garbage in 2 meals. The same, like, would IF still be better?
There is a benefit of fasting. You
Yeah.
allow your cells to recover.
Okay.
You allow your cells to recover more. So a fasting period would actually, benefit. You benefit from that. But if you're just going to fast and then eat whatever in between, then it doesn't really, it
It
doesn't really.
blunts that
It doesn't. Yeah.
effect.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You don't really reap the benefits of
I see.
fasting.
I
That's
see.
it. So you can still fast. There are benefits of fasting. There's self recovery. You can recover better. You eat less, of course. But then if you're not eating, having a healthy diet in the time period of the IF, then it doesn't really. You don't reap the benefits
Yeah.
at all.
Right,
I
right,
would say.
Okay, so our last diet that I really wanted to cover, assuming we still have the time, is the focus on gut health. And the
Okay.
thing that really brought this to my attention was a behind the scenes interview with the cast of Barbie. And they were saying that they were trying to have a good skin
Yeah.
regimen by improving their gut health and eating kimchi.
Yes.
So I need to know about this. I have to like confirm this with you. So does gut health, can it lead to like not just better skin, but better fitness?
Well, there's been a bunch of research done on, if you've heard of probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics are the bacteria, the good bacteria that lives inside your gut. The prebiotic is the food for the bacteria. There has been research done where they take stool samples
Okay.
from people all over the country. I think that was done in the U.S. and they're starting here too, to collect samples and see how each person, what kind of bacteria do they have in their body.
Right.
So now that they've done that, they can kind of differentiate or categorize the type of body, the type of person, and the gut microbiome that they have. So there's bacteria that helps with obesity, not help with obesity, that are found in people who are more obese. There's
Right.
bacteria that's found in people who are more fit
Right.
or more lean.
So there's like bad bacteria
There are though,
for
or lack of a lack of or more of a certain bacteria.
Right.
For the skin, there's also bacteria that could help with that too. So there's
Right.
having a variety of having a good gut microbial is actually beneficial in terms of whether you're trying to have healthy skin, glowy skin, lose weight,
Right.
or stay fit, have a regular bowel movement every day.
What is like the diet you recommend based on these fads, or sorry, these diet regimens?
Well, just to keep it simple, I would go for the low fat diet.
Just low fat.
Just low fat diet.
Right. Right.
Just low fat. And be mindful of no processed food, of the amount of processed food that you take, and keeping the fat intake low, meaning stay more away from the fried foods,
Sugar.
deep fried, low fat. Low fat is more for me, because in cakes and pastries, you need fat.
Right.
You need
right.
butter in there.
Right. Right.
Right? Or you need the cream in there, So I would say for me, it's a low fat diet.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. And that's all the diets that we wanted to cover. Thank you so much.
Yeah. What diet are you following right now?
I mean, I'm following eat whatever I want and just try to work it off, but it's not working. So that's why I had you on for this.
There's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
Eat whatever they want and then thinking that exercise would help. But actually, 80% of your health is from dieting.
Yeah, right.
It's only a small portion is from you exercising and being active.
Yeah.
So
right,
watching
right,
what
right.
you eat, you can't really, unclog anything with just exercise. You need to not eat it, basically, stuff
Gotcha.
like that, or decrease the amount.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. And that's us.